Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to this Spellbinders card making project. I'm going to run through the Spellbinders items that we're going to use. Everything that I do use I shall list on my blog in detail, including the extra items as well. If you've got any comments, anything that you want to say, please feel free on my blog or on Facebook where I can get back to you. But I can't get back to you on YouTube. So, the items that we're going to use are the Spellbinders. Now, they're actually Christmas dies, Christmas tag dies, but because they're separate and you get 4 different actual tag dies, we're going to use a tag rather than the Christmas insert because we're not doing Christmas quite yet. But it's a good idea for tags as well as this if you want to keep it separate from the card, or you could make one to match. So we're going to use those dies first. Well, not first, but part of our project. We're going to use the tiny sentiment stamps from Spellbinders. Ideal for your stash, these. We've used them so many times. We're also going to use the cosmic feathers, the dies and the stamps. And we're also going to use some of my favourite stamps from Spellbinders. These are the 92 journaling stamps. And we're going to use these in a slightly different way. So those are the Spellbinders items that we're going to use. And we're going to start off with our blank card base. And this is a square card. It's a 6x6 in size card. And as always, I'm going to use my bone folder to make sure I've got a nice sharp edge along the side, just to make sure that it stands up nicely on the mantelpiece. So we're going to do the inside first. Now, the inside is really simple, and I think it's a really good idea. Now, I did say we're going to use the journaling stamps in a different way. So what I've done is I've taken a piece of white card that I've cut to fit the inside of our base card. And I've actually laid the stamps down, inked them up, and I've put a piece of scrap paper in the centre, and then I've pressed the actual white card onto it so that it picks up the words around the edge. And then where the actual scrap paper was in the centre, it's blanked out the stamps. Then I've taken a red marker, and because this is actually a thank you card, because we're at the time of year where we need to thank teachers, friends, etc. through the summer. You could use it in the winter as well. It is a good all year rounder, but it's a good quick card to say thank you, and it'll look very different, nice and monotone with only a touch of red in the colour. I've taken a red marker and I've just highlighted the words thank you and thankful on the inside. And then I've taken a black marker and I've gone around the edge. Now, I've not tried to be careful with this, so you can see that I've made a bit of a mistake around the edge here. But I want to show you why I'm going to carry on using this, because I thought it's a good tip here, without thinking, oh, I have to start again now. So I've just got flat tape on the back, and I'm going to pop that in the centre of our card. So press that down. So already that looks like a great insert. If I hadn't have, made a little bit of a bodge of doing the outline, we could use that as is. However, what I thought was, because you get so far sometimes into a card project and you think, oh no, I've made a mess of that. And people always say, oh, cover it up with a butterfly. Well, a butterfly wouldn't do it for this because we're not using butterflies. But, we are using the cosmic feathers. So I've put that into our card, and I've stamped and die cut 2 of the cosmic feathers and 2 of the little mini embellishments that are with it. And I've taken it through my Xyron machine. And all I'm going to do is I'm simply going to place one of the feathers along the side of the square, and then I'm going to place the other feather just along the edge at the other side, and I'm going to take the 2 embellishments and I'm going to add one between the 2 feathers, and then I think we'll have one in the opposite corner, And then that just adds a little bit more interest to the inside of the card. It's still flat, so it'll still go in a normal envelope. You've still got enough room to write in. Don't forget it's a thank you card, so you know, we're just wanting to write, you know, thank you very much for everything that you've done, or thank you for helping, etc. So, and then, you know, you don't need to write a full essay. And if you do, write it on a separate page. So that's the inside, and that's going to match perfectly to the outside that we're going to create. Now, I'm just going to use my bone folder to make sure my crease is still nice and sharp. And then we can start with the outside. This is, I would say this is quite a quick card, and if it wasn't for me chattering, the length of time would just be stamping and die cutting really. So I've got a piece of black card that I've cut to fit my base of my card front. I put a little arrow on it so I know I've cut it so that that will be the top of the card. Even though it's just a plain square, I just like to make sure I've got it the right way around. And then my next layer is a piece of white card, and I've stamped again the whole sheet of the journal stamp words, and then I've just ringed a couple that are appropriate for the card that I'm giving. So I've ringed happy hearts, thank you and thankful. On the actual journaling words, there's 92 stamps. So there's so many different words that you could use for different occasions. So it's like if you were going to a wedding, you could ring happy love. You could do it to personalise to the person that you're sending it to. So there's just a lot of options with the journaling stamps, and I really do think they're very useful. So I've got this on flat tape, and I'm going to just pop it through the centre of the layer that we had on before. So already that looks quite snazzy, because I do like the stamped words. Now next what I've done is I've taken the tag die, and I've die cut one in black and one in white. The black one I've got on 3D foam, and the white one I've stamped using our tiny sentiments, and it says from my heart, and I've just added a touch of colour by colouring the little heart that was on the stamp, and I've used a red pen for that. And then underneath I've used the journaling words and I've stamped thank you, and that's on flat tape. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add those two together and cross them over like that. In fact, helps if I take the back of the tape off. Schoolgirl error there. So then we can cross them over, and the black will just give the white tag a bit of an edge. So you could use this tag idea for your gifts, if you're giving a teacher a present, something like that. It's just a nice simple tag, hand stamped from my heart, thank you. And on a jar of jam or a box of chocolates, that would look fantastic. So I'm going to position this on my card roughly about there, I would say. So I know I'm covering my words up, aren't I? But, you know, sometimes we have to cover the layers. So that's my tag. So next what I've done is I've die cut and stamped some of the feathers from the Cosmic Feather collection, and I've got them on flat tape at one side, and then I've put 3D foam at the top so that I can layer them, and they're going to stand up at one end but they're flat at the other, and I'm just simply arranging them under the tags like that, and that's our last one there. And then what I've done is not taking the tape off that one, naughty Anne-Marie, so we'll just pop that one in. And then what I've done is the embellishments that are on the Cosmic Feathers, I've stamped some out and I've put them on 3D foam, and then I can arrange them just at the bottom and over the edges of the feathers, and I just think it's a good way just to add a little bit more interest. Just put that one straight, there we go, and one more, there we go, and then we can finish our card off with a simple bow at the top of the tags, and that is our card finished. It's a simple but very effective card. I love the monotone and just the look of the black and white, and then the tiny touch of colour of the red. It stands up nicely, it'll go in a normal envelope, and I think anybody that receives that will be very thankful. So it's just a great idea for a different type of thank you card, and something a little bit different. Maybe you don't want to give florals, maybe it's a gentleman, maybe it's somebody who you don't know what their interests are. So it would work across the board, that one. So I do hope you've enjoyed watching. If you have, please give me the thumbs up, please share, please feel free to share any of my videos. I love making them for you, and I love it that you enjoy them. So I'd just like to say thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you next time.